Today in this episode 5, Life in the UK practice test, Early Britain, subject, the Vikings, and the Norman Conquest. I will take out the points, what we need to know, and possible questions. Chapter 3, Early Britain, the Vikings, the Norman Conquest. The Vikings. The Vikings came from Denmark and Norway. They first visited Britain in AD 789 to raid coastal towns and take away goods and slaves. Then, they began to stay and form their own communities in the east of England and Scotland. What you need to know. Vikings came from. When Vikings first visited, what did they raid? Possible question. Which two countries did the Vikings come from? Belgium, Denmark, France, Norway. Correct answers are Denmark and Norway. Question number 2. Which statement is correct? The Vikings first visited Britain in AD 789. The Vikings first visited Britain in AD 400. Correct answer is the Vikings first visited Britain in AD 789. The Anglo-Saxon kingdoms in England united under King Alfred the Great, who defeated the Vikings. Many of the Viking invaders stayed in Britain, especially in the east and north of England, in an area known as the Danelaw. Many places names there, such as Grimsby and Scunthorpe, come from the Viking languages. The Viking settlers mixed with local communities and some converted to Christianity. What you need to know. Anglo-Saxon kingdoms in England united under. Places names there, where Viking invaders stayed. Possible questions are, under which king did the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms in England unite? King Henry VIII, King George, King Alfred the Great, King Charles I. Correct answer is King Alfred the Great. Question number 2. Is this statement true or false? Viking invaders stayed in Britain, especially in the east and north of England. Viking invaders stayed in Britain, especially in the west and north of England. Correct answer is Viking invaders stayed in Britain, especially in the east and north of England. Anglo-Saxon kings continued to rule what is now England, except for a short period when there were Danish kings. The first of these was Sinuut, also called Canute. In the north, the threat of attack by Vikings had encouraged the people to unite under one king, Kenneth MacAlpin. The term Scotland began to be used to describe that country. Possible question is, in the north, under which king did the Vikings decide to unite? Kenneth MacAlpin, George V, Edward VIII, George VI. Correct answer is Kenneth MacAlpin. The Norman Conquest. In 1066, an invasion led by William, the Duke of Normandy, in what is now northern France, defeated Harold, the Saxon King of England, at the Battle of Hastings. Harold was killed in the battle. William became King of England and is known as William the Conqueror. The battle is commemorated in a great piece of embroidery, known as the Bayeux Tapestry, which can still be seen in France today. What you need to know. Who was killed in the battle? What year was the invasion? Great piece of embroidery, known as. Possible questions are, in what year was the invasion that was led by William? 1022, 1066, 1055, 1098. Correct answer is 1066. Is this statement true or false? Question number 2. In the Battle of Hastings, Harold was killed in the battle. True. False. Correct answer is true. The Norman Conquest was the last successful foreign invasion of England and led to many changes in government and social structures in England. Norman French, the language of the new ruling class, influenced the development of the English language as we know it today. Initially the Normans also conquered Wales, but the Welsh gradually won territory back. The Scots and the Normans fought on the border between England and Scotland. The Normans took over some land on the border but did not invade Scotland. What you need to know. Last successful foreign invasion. The Scots and the Normans fought on the border between. Possible question is, which was the last successful foreign invasion of England? Hastings, Barons' War, Norman Conquest, 100-Year War. Correct answer is Norman Conquest. William sent people all over England to draw up lists of all the towns and villages. The people who lived there, who owned the land and what animals they owned were also listed. This was called the Domesday Book. It still exists today and gives a picture of society in England just after the Norman Conquest. What you need to know. Who sent people all over England? Which book exists today and gives a picture of society in England? Possible questions are, why did William send people all over England to write a list of what? Who owned the land and what animals they owned? How many people lived in each house? Correct answer is, who owned the land and what animals they owned? Question number 2. Is the following statement true or false? The Domesday Book still exists and gives a picture of society in England. True. False. Correct answer is true. Hope you like this video. Please feel free to write your suggestions in comments section for future videos. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching this video.